The middle class isn't security, it is slavery with better marketing. What if I told you that by you thinking average, safety, being secure is enough in today's world, you are wrong and you are never going to see the results you want to see with your physique, with your business, and heck, even with your relationships and social circle. I know for me personally, the second I decided that, I've made some good progress, I'm kind of happy with how my physique looks now, I'm kind of happy with my current friendship group, I'm kind of happy with how peaceful my relationships got in. The split second I thought like that, I stopped growing. I didn't have that drive, that obsession, that hunger to keep pushing. And it's funny because I would think that, I've passed the hard part. I've climbed the mountain and now it's all smooth sailing. And I'm going to make a higher income. I'm going to place myself in the higher class of wealth, social status, etc. This was a middle income mindset that has been ingrained in me since I was little. And I can tell you that when I stopped being obsessed with my goals, heck, when I even stopped writing down my own goals, which was something that I actually used to consistently do. I would write down my goals for the day and my long-term goals every single day, month, week, whatever. And that's when I was just naturally placed in this primal energy of, let's go. Let's wake up. Let's jump out of bed. I've got this mission. I've got this purpose. And that allowed me to take massive action. With there being 4 types of actions, I know if you're the type of guy watching this video right now, you're seeking motivation, you're seeking how to set better goals, you're just seeking for proper masculine direct advice. And if there is something that this book, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, has taught me, it's that right now, if you're not taking massive action towards your goals, you are going to be forever stuck in the comfort zone and the middle class, because this is a middle class mindset. The middle class mindset believes that, if I can just do enough, I'll have a nice house, I'll get to be able to go on one vacation a year, I'll also be able to get some benefits and have enough money to retire when I'm around 60. This used to be the American dream like 10, 20 years ago. Whereas now we all know how much money is inflating. The value of our wage is also going down as well. And it's also making us incapable of living this once average lifestyle. Now it's almost like there isn't really a middle class anymore, and there's just a low class and a high class. And if you're that type of guy, if you're that young, masculine, ambitious guy, we should all be striving to become high class in literally every single area of our life. Because I know for me personally, like I just said, when I'm not putting in all effort on this channel, with my reading, with my self-improvement habits, with meditating, heck, I'm going to be brutally honest and authentic with you right now. I haven't meditated for like 3 weeks. I find personally the hardest habit to stay consistent with, but I am setting myself a goal today, November the 11th? 11th of the 11th, 2025. Wow. I'm going to meditate for 7 days straight, and a week from now, I'm going to come back and tell you how I've went. I know when I don't set massive goals, or when I'm not taking massive action towards my goals, setting the big goals is one thing, but taking action towards them is another, and like massive action towards them. When I'm not doing that, I am not progressing and everything plateaus. Everything. Life starts to become grey, rainy, depressing, and it's actually less fun. There's a chapter in the book, and it states that obsession isn't a disease, it is a gift. Do you even know what obsessed means? Obsessed means the domination of one's thoughts or feelings by a persistent idea, image, or desire. Usually it is always the guys who are obsessed with their goals that consists of like 90 to 95% of their brain thoughts throughout the day. It's those types of people who will progress the most with their goals. And I can remember brutally, like 1 year ago now when I started YouTube, I was obsessed. I would post every day for 90 days straight. And then I started to get complacent, but also still learning at the same time, still reading, still kind of getting it done, showing up behind the camera and speaking to share whatever I've learned. But when I can flash back to when I started posting this time last year, as much as I've grown with the skill of talking and sharing about my stories and my own self-improvement journey altogether, I am confident that I'm starting to bring back now more of that like obsessive energy. And that YouTube consists of like 90% of the thoughts throughout my day. Like I'm constantly thinking of ideas to talk about. Believe it or not, I made a video about the 10x rule like 3-4 months ago, but it was only the first time I read it and I couldn't really string the ideas too well or relate it that well with my personal life. Now I'm reading it for the second time and I've only read like, honestly, like 50 pages and some of the chapters that I really liked the most from the first time that I read it. And like I always say, every single time I read a book for the second time, oh my God, it's like having that same conversation with an old friend. And you're like, oh my God, this is the biggest reminder ever. I'm gonna grab a highlighter. I'm gonna highlight more stuff now because I understand how important and valuable this information is. And by me reading it, it is allowing me to become aware to take massive action again and to be obsessed with my goals, to be obsessed with every single gram of protein that I eat, to aid my muscle building journey, to be obsessed about my sleep, to make sure when I wake up in the morning, I am fully healthy with no negative thoughts whatsoever. And that every single time I go to bed, whether it be 5 minutes late, whether it be half an hour late, whether it be an hour late, I wake up the next morning feeling absolutely foggy. Negative thoughts, not as much ambition, just because of the fact that I wasn't obsessed like that other guy, probably in the same suburb as me, who has an alarm, not for when he's meant to wake up, but for when he's meant to go to sleep. Crazy levels of obsession. If I'm not being that guy, I'm missing out and I'm staying middle class. Now, there's 4 types of actions that you can be taking that I want to actually get into right now. And they consist of, number 1, the first type of level of action taking is doing nothing. If you fall into this category, obviously by doing nothing, it's an action, but the action you're doing is nothing. We need to do whatever it takes and just get you out of there. And the funny thing is, I used to fall into this category. I would have ambitions of being a YouTuber, of going to the gym, of even getting a girlfriend. Like, that's one of all of our goals, right? But the action I was taking to, let's say, the goal of being a YouTuber was nothing. Like, yes, I was thinking about it, but how do you actually become a YouTuber? You take action by recording yourself speak and uploading videos. I wasn't committing that act. So the levels of action was literally nothing. Someone else can be uploading the shittest videos ever, but that still places him above me because he's taking action. Whether it be massive action or average action, he's still better than the guy who takes 0 action. And I know if you're the type of guy watching this right now, you probably most likely love, and I mean love, speaking to your goals with all of your friends, rather than taking action on them. Because when you speak about a goal, this is something my girl actually told me as well. She was like, Adrian, I don't really want you speaking about your goals as much to me, because I know when you speak about them, it kind of masturbates your brain, gives you this fake dopamine and makes you feel like you are accomplishing something when in reality you're not. Because accomplishing the goal can actually be a lot more boring and harder and more draining than you think. But when you speak about it, it can be a lot more fun. It can like make you motivated. It can make you move your shoulders and make you feel like, oh my God, yes, I'm gonna do this when I get home. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. I'm gonna. And then that moment comes and you say, ah, let's continue to do nothing but talk about the goal. Because I know, at least when I talk about it, I feel a little bit good. This leads to the second type of action taking, retreating. Basically, retreating is when you know what you have to do, but you're almost like too scared to do it. So it's really similar to nothing, but with retreating, let's say there's 2 ways you can go. Path A is the most important task and the task you have to do to take action, and path B is more like the easier option, the way that doesn't really scare you, but you still kind of cope and you call that taking action. So how would I retreat with, let's say, posting YouTube videos? I would stress too much about my profile picture, and I would classify that as an important task. I would stress so much about thumbnails before even making a video, where we all know the right action was recording the video, but I would retreat from it and kind of like do something easier and say, oh, I'll just do the hard task later. Same thing with gym. When I first started, I used to be so intimidated from the compound exercises, whether it be deadlift, barbell bench, or maybe barbell row or barbell squat. I would retreat from those because those were scary. Those exercises use a lot more than one muscle group. Full body compounds. Heck, getting under the barbell rack is one of the scariest things ever. So what would I do instead? I would retreat and I would take like a lesser action and be like, oh, I'm just going to do bicep curls. I'm going to do triceps. I'm just going to do shoulder press. And I'm not going to do the scariest exercise that gives me the most gains because I am a pussy. Now, comparing myself to the person who puts himself in the third and fourth action taking groups, I am still worse and I'm not going to progress as much as I want to progress with. I have this middle class mindset and it's not fun. It's average. It's mediocre. It's boring. So once I grew some balls and I said, okay, this isn't working. Like, I'm retreating. I'm not going behind the camera. I'm not getting under the squat rack. What can I do next? Tier number 3, average levels of action taking. Average action is pretty much that guy who's like, oh, I got all my sessions in. I did everything I had to do. And now I can relax. It's not obsession. And it's not doing nothing. It's just in the middle. Where you kind of feel like you've done enough and now you can reward yourself for your mediocrity. I'm going to be honest with you, this is probably one of the most dangerous levels you can be in because it is so hard to get out and it consists of probably all of your friends, probably all of your siblings, probably everyone you know. Middle income is average and everyone would place themselves in this mindset of, oh, I've worked out today. I went for a run. I deserve 2 hours of video games. I deserve to take a little nibble of that cupcake. Or I've posted 3 YouTube videos today. I deserve a little bit of a break and today I can go hit a sauna. I can not do the most important task that is on top of my priority list to progress the faster with my goals. I'm just not going to do that because I've worked really hard. If I was to ask you, what do you think working hard is? Is working hard going all in for one day, but then for the rest of your week taking a big break because you've worked so hard? Or is working hard being consistent and putting yourself in the 4th tier of action taking, which is massive action taking, 10x action taking, which will give you 10x results? Because if you're not falling into that 4th tier and you're staying in the 3rd tier, bro, what's going to change? Think of it like this. Everything you've done or the levels of action that you've been taking right now has placed you where you are meant to be. Mediocrity. And I can say the same for myself. By all means, bro, hate on my channel because I've been pretty mediocre the last 6 months. But if I can say to myself and wake up in the morning, I'm going to give it my all consistently and regularly every single day and not skip a beat, then that is guaranteeing 10x results. And I know the future version of myself might have a couple more subscribers, might be that much better of a speaker, might have that much more muscle on my body. Do you see what I mean? It's that mediocrity, having this mindset of, oh, I've done enough. I don't need to make another video. I don't need to speak to that girl because I already did a cold approach 6 months ago. I don't need to be obsessed because being obsessed is weird and people will think I have no life. So I need to have this mindset of having balance, but then also at the same time still being pissed off that I haven't achieved anything great in this world. The thing about obsession and that when I can have 90% of my thoughts thinking about one thing and trying to do whatever it takes to be better at it, is that obsession builds momentum. And by having momentum, it actually makes it easier and more smooth sailing because it makes the journey fun. When you are progressing on something, whether it be your body, your channel, whatever, I know the more obsessed I was with it, the faster I started to grow. When I first started going to the gym, you know what I would do every single time at the end of my session when I would bus back home? I would come back home, eat my high protein meal, which was probably tuna and like rice or toast. Because I didn't know that much about diet. I didn't know, I should probably be eating fattier protein sources, more calories, more bang for buck, bang for buck, more gains in return. But I would always just eat like a bunch of tuna. That was probably my favorite meal, and the only probably food I knew that consisted of high protein. I would come back from the gym every single day. Yeah, I was probably overtraining. I'd probably go every day, but I would come back and I would get my two tuna cans, crack them open, put them in a bowl, get some rice or bread, sit on the dinner table, put my phone up like this, and I would watch YouTube videos with how to build muscle faster. I also remember there was this one time I'm having my pre-workout meal before the gym and I'm looking through my pantry. I'm like, oh my God, there's nothing to eat. I have no good carbs for energy. So you know what I do? I see in like the back of the corner of the pantry, there's like some 2 minute noodles packet. I grab that, I look at it, and keep in mind at this point in time, I had no idea how to read ingredient lists. I grab it thinking it's like really healthy. Oh my God, this has 50 carbs. Beep beep. Boil it up, 2 minute noodles, bowl, start eating. I start watching YouTube videos. And I remember watching a video of some guy speaking about what are healthy foods and what are not healthy foods. And he said, I was eating my 2 minute noodles. He says, don't eat 2 minute noodles, they're processed. I'm like, what the fuck have I done? This was like 2018, 2019. I've never ate 2 minute noodles since. But the lesson of this story is that I was obsessed with trying to learn about how to build the body. I would spend so many of my waking hours about learning, or whether it be taking action by going to the gym to build my physique. Obsession is a gift, it isn't a disease. And the people that shit on obsession, the people that maybe talk down on you for being obsessed with your goals, one, have no momentum in their life, and two, they're just saying that because they're envious of the fact that you can be consistent and they can't. So they hate on you by calling you obsessed, by thinking obsessed is a negative word. Like, okay, bro, if you are obsessed with the wrong things, then that is negative and not positive. But if you are obsessed with the right things, things that promote the future version of yourself, how is that even bad? You are leaving a more positive impact on society. If I met you right now and you told me, Adrian, I'm obsessed with gym, but I don't know if it's good, I would say to you that you are doing the complete and utter right thing. And you need to keep being obsessed with gym, because when you become the master at something, that is something then you can speak about. That is something then other people will come towards you for advice. I was obsessed with reading books, having read 50 books in the last 2-3 years. That allowed me to improve my vocabulary. That allowed me to speak better. That allowed me to share all the learnings and lessons that I've learned from the book. And do you think I just read a book once and then say, oh, I've read it once, I don't need to read it again? No. Like I said, I'm reading the 10X Rule now for the second time. I've only read a little bit of it. What's that, like 60, 70 pages? And it is clicking like never before. Because I know whenever I come back to a book, I read it, I'm like, I don't remember reading that last time. That's new. How do I not remember this? I think I saw a stat, and it's that when we read a book once, I guess it depends on our level of expertise of reading books, but most of us, when we read a book once, as unmotivating as this is probably going to be, we most likely only remember 5% of the book. That's why rereading books is something that will set us above and beyond compared to the people who only read a book once. What are some books I've read multiple times? I've read The Way of the Superior Man 4 times. I've read Attached 2 times. What else have I read twice? Honestly, bro, that might be it. Wow, I've only read like 3 books twice. So now my goal is to like read all of the books I've once read, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've probably forgotten damn near everything. And that is me setting some sort of 10x goal, which will give me 10x results. If your goals aren't really scaring you right now, or if you know your goals are like the same as everyone else, like, oh, my goals are to get a nice, well paying job, go on one vacation a year, maybe read a book. Like Adrian kind of told me to read this book, but I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna say, oh, maybe. Oh, I think I'm gonna read it. Maybe. I might go to the gym. I'm just gonna set like average, non-scary goals, because then at least I can live life being happy and sloppy and pretty pathetic. We all know, like, I don't need to say some cliche line of average goals, average results. Like, that's such like a ChatGPT prompt. Don't be average, take risk and be the best. Like, we can all understand that motto. But let's like be serious here and ask ourselves right now, the goals we have set for this year, have they scared us in any way, shape, or form? Because if they haven't, you probably need help with setting goals. You probably need more accountability. You probably need some sort of leader to push you and tell you that your goals right now are pretty fucking small and I'm doing more than you, so I'm going to get ahead of you. You probably need a better community where people are pushing each other constantly and calling each other out. And lucky for you, you can find this community. First link in my description, the Petis Syndicate, my private school community. We have a discussion thread where you can post questions whenever you want. We have pre-recorded courses. We have 2 live courses with me personally a week. First link in the description. But ask yourself, like, are you surrounding yourself with people who are pushing you, challenging you, heck, even intimidating you? Because right now, bro, if I was speaking to you one-on-one, I would love to listen to your goals. And obviously, yes, we all are on different levels of self-improvement. And okay, if you've never went to the gym, setting yourself a crazy goal to start going to the gym 6 times a week, okay, is probably a little bit unrealistic. First, let's like try build the habit of consistently going to the gym to then allow yourself to set a bigger goal. I feel like with setting goals, it shouldn't be too easy or weak, but it also shouldn't be like extremely hard and unaccomplishable, which just seems daunting and something that will kind of make you just lose motivation altogether to take steps to the right path of achieving it. We need to set a goal like a bit above that, like middle. Imagine there's a bar. Easy, extremely hard. We need to set the goal around here. Because when it's like, it scares us a little bit, it kind of like, it actually motivates us. Like the goal I literally set out for myself, 15 minutes ago? I'm going to meditate 7 days in a row. This is coming from a guy who meditates probably once every 10 days. It's inconsistent as fuck. And the funny part is, like, I know all the benefits, bro. I tell my friends to meditate and I still fail to do it. Because I know how much more present it will make me feel. I know how much it will improve my decision making with my business, with my friendships, with my relationship. Better decision making means slowly making the right choices consistently, climbing yourself out of this middle class mediocrity. I know when I haven't meditated and I've been like more stimulating myself with watching short form content, eating crappy food, watching like bunches of YouTube videos. I know whenever I've done that, I have consistently made poorer choices. I've gone to bed an hour later. I've slept in. I haven't got all my steps in. I haven't maybe recorded a YouTube video because I just straight up thought I've done enough. Decision making is crucial and we can improve on that by setting ourselves a pretty intimidating goal to meditate for 7 days in a row. I'll tell you what, since that is my goal and you're watching this video and you made it this far in the video, I'm actually myself claiming that and making that your goal. Your actionable step for the next 7 days is to meditate, and I don't care for how long. For me personally, I'm aiming for 10 minutes and I'm going to do it right after I finish recording this video. If you haven't meditated for God knows how long, you can set yourself the goal to meditate for 2 minutes. And if you say you don't have the time, we all know you're lying. Like, I can call myself out for lying. Like, okay, I haven't meditated purely out of laziness. Don't say, oh, I work full time, I need time to relax, when meditating literally is relaxing. The middle class lives in a fantasy, and that an average effort, yes, it gives you comfort, but it also gives you pain, and it doesn't give you the thing you want most as a man, which is freedom. Stop being like a little bit of a bitch. Stop being weak and start saying to yourself, I am going to do whatever it takes to set these goals, because at least then I know I'm placed more in my right masculine energy. I feel like I've got some direction now. You know, when you're just living a comfortable life and you have no direction, every day is just kind of like the same. There's no like linear graph of you going up. You don't have any of that direction in your life. It's just this. And heck, maybe even going down slowly, which I believe, yes, it is. Because if you're living like this, while the dollar is inflating and also going down, and you're just doing the same shit expecting to get better results, which is literally what insanity means. Do you know what it means to be insane? It's doing the same thing and expecting to achieve different results. And that's been your life, and heck, maybe that's been my life. We need to get out of this, and we need to set those scary goals. And we need to be insane with setting big goals, because at least then we are telling our future self that we are going to grow no matter what and achieve true freedom. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. If this video has motivated or educated you, I currently have my private school community. It will be the first link in the description. I'm also going to leave another link of all of the books that have personally helped me become more of a masculine man. That will be the second link in the description. Also, make sure to click the subscribe button and also a little bell icon. It'll kind of like remind you when I do upload these types of videos, and you can watch them as soon as humanly possible. I'm going to get this 10 minutes of meditation done literally right now, and I hope you do too. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck, brother.